Hello, my name is Erica. Today I'm going to do my first case study. This is Ford. He's actually one of my personal horses. He's a quarter horse cross. The vet and dentist think he's about 15 years old. So today I really wanted to choose him to do craniosacral because he was diagnosed when I first got him about 4.5 years ago with EPM. It's a neurological disorder. So I think it's going to be really important to help him open up his craniosacral rhythm all the way to the back of his body. Also, he does have a weepy eye, and then of course with the EPM, I worry about balance with him. So that is one of the reasons why I went ahead and chose Ford for my first case study. So first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and I want to look at his symmetry and his face. So I'm looking at his ears, his eyes, and his nostrils. And I'm going to take a picture so we can see this a little closer, and I'll try to do the lines. So basically this eye, his left eye sits back further. We can see that with the points here. Okay, so with his nostrils, this nostril actually comes back further, so everything's shifted this way a little bit. And it actually looks like this ear is a little lower. So while I'm here, I'm just looking for more symmetry in his assessment. Sorry, the flies are really bad here in Florida right now, and it is hot. So I'm gonna look at his, hey, easy, easy. You got a fly? So I'm going to look at his shoulders and his scapulas. Stop. He's pretty much squared up. And it actually, his scapula on his left side is actually lower than his right side. All right, so Sam, if I could just have you hold him, I'm going to go ahead to his back. And if you could walk over here and just hold him. And I'm gonna go ahead and show, with him being squared up, hopefully y'all can see this, but I'm looking for symmetry in his pelvis. And he is squared up. To me, he looks pretty, he has symmetry. Part of when I look at him, I also do hoof care and barefoot trimming. He does have low heels in the back. He has a scar on his back left hind. He's also very high-heeled in his front end. So he tends to land toe first in a landing, but we'll notice that in his gait here in a second. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and ask my friend to walk Ford out in a, if you could walk out for me, and I'm gonna just go ahead and assess how, whoops. You need a drink? Sorry about that. Quick break for a drink for Ford. Thirsty boy. All right, Ford, come on. Of course I'm doing the video. He wants to get a big old drink. All right, I'll go ahead and just pause this unless you, okay, you can go ahead and walk him out for me. So very forward movement, looking ahead. So when Ford walks, he tends to track in a little on his hind end. Come on, Ford. I'm gonna have him walk towards me. He does have a little choppy arc on his front of his heels. All right. And then if you could just maybe just walk him out to the side, that way I can get a sideway view of his conformation, please. Okay, so he's a little on the healthy side. The flies are getting to him here. So he's not tracking completely up on the back left. That's something to note. All right, so just bring him out a little bit further and then see if he'll trot back for us. Thank you. I'm gonna see how his head, he tends to, straight ahead, straight ahead. There you go. So he's a little choppy, but not, good boy. All right. See if he'll trot that way. There you go. So he's putting up pretty smooth, I guess. His head's a little sideways there. No limping. See if he'll try it one more time on the way back. Good boy. So he kind of a little trippy there. Good boy. All right, so based upon that, I do observe that he stands like this a lot, where he'll put his hind limbs under him. And I suspect it's just supporting himself more from taking weight off of his front end. All right, so now that I did the gait, I'm gonna go ahead and start the rest of the assessment before I get ready started for the craniosacral session. Back up, back up. Back up, baby. All right. All right, and Sam, I'll go ahead and give you the camera. Thank you so much. All right, so we looked at symmetry. I'm gonna go ahead and start with range of motion. Just gonna start at his occipital bone. I'm gonna ask him to just relax. I'm feeling at his atlas, I'm feeling the narrowing on each side, and it feels the same, and he's not sensitive to palpation. So now I'm going to check C2 through 6 by asking him to bring in. He's doing the teacup, which I really don't want him doing that. It just tells me he's a little tight. Good boy. Good boy. Inside. Occipital. Boy. Alright, so he's a little tight because he's doing that little teacup where he puts, ideally I want him to keep his head all the way straight. So just a little tension there today. Here. I'm going to go ahead and palpate for TMJ. He's not sensitive to palpation. Sitting for clicking. No clicking. No clicking. So, fetlock range of motion seems pretty good. I'll see what the other side is. Knee. Elbow. This is C7. I'm checking forward. Come on. C7. I'm watching for that shoulder blade to move. The scapula, which it did. Stop. So I may need you to hold him here and then just maybe keep the camera on us, maybe from this side, walk down this side. With you. Thank you. All right, so continuing on. Checking for his shoulder. Good. Clench a little bit back here, but he warms up. Good boy. So now I'm going to check his hock and stifle. Ah. Okay, so he was able to relax his leg back. And so that lets me know that his stifle may not be switching. Now I'm going to check his hock. Good boy. Alright, so he had a fly on him. He's a little tight on the hock there on that side. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do his other side. Okay, hopefully you can hear me okay. I have peacocks at my property. That's what that weird noise is in the background. Okay, baby. We got his knee. That lock. Feels about the same on the other side. Shoulder. C7. It was definitely less range of motion, C7 on his right side. So he's gonna check his elbow. Checking for any flinching along his spine. Good boy. I'm gonna go ahead and check for, if you can see me. Now stifle and hock and hip. So definitely more range of motion for stop and high full on the right side. Hip. I felt it move when he moved his leg. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and now do the palpation. I'm on this side, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. This is where I'm checking for tenderness, tone, texture. Checking stress points. Let's see here. Okay. Check the mandible area. Along his crest, his bronchiocephalic muscle. Just want to try to keep his head up. Flexors and extensors, pectoral. Also, you notice Ford's got a huge neck in compensation, compensationally to the rest of his body. Okay, just along his ribs. And pectorals. So we got the quadriceps, hamstrings, wood board, okay, Achilles tendon, but he's a little tight right here over the wings of Atlas. It's okay, baby, good boy. All right, let's try the other side. See how he does. You can see his eyes are a little weepy. So you can see that. Hold on, baby, hold on. So I'm just going back over his crest here, splenius, brachiocephalic, pectoral, extensor, flexor, girth area, intercostal muscles, psoas, so we have his hind end here with his quadriceps, hamstring, so oh goodness, 4. So on right above his hock, closer to the inside medial aspect of his stifle, he has bone, like a bone calcification. I asked the vet if it was a bone spasm, and she said it wasn't. But there's definitely, she said there's definitely something that calcified there. It's like a knot, like a hard knot. Okay, so we got his palpation done. I'm going to go ahead and finish up with his vitals. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and do the craniosacral session. So I always like to check the horse's glands. His are not inflamed. So Ford is a little sensitive to me touching his muzzle. I'm going to see if I can check his color. It's okay. Okay, they are pink. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to let me put my hand in his mouth. So that's probably one of the points in his going deeper part of the craniosacral session that I'll work with today. All right, so hydration. Okay, his skin's coming back nice and tight. I'm gonna go ahead and check his heart rate. Heart's on the left side of the horse. All right, I got a thump rhythm, and he's at the normal range for the heart rates per minute. I'm gonna go ahead and check for while I'm here for gurgling. Okay, that's good. We always want to hear gurgling. And then his respiration. I'm just gonna go ahead and look at his nostrils. Okay, he has a normal respiration rate as well. Okay. All right, so I think that's about, we'll finish up the assessment part. I'm gonna go ahead and based upon his assessment, I'm going to do the unwinding process, and then I'm gonna go deeper, and I'm gonna do some technique on his lip, and I'm going to do a lacrimal release to help him with balance and his drippy eye. All right. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start by tuning in. Excuse me for a second, the flies are really bad. I'm gonna get some spray for them. Babies. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. All right, so the tuning in part is really important to me because I really want to tap into the horse's craniosacral rhythm. It's very important to be able to do this kind of work. And there's the release. Alright, so I got the Atlas. Could you hold them right here for me? Thank you, love. So this is the unwinding part of this Atlas. There's the release. Cervical. the shoulder. Licking and chewing. Thoracic. Second part of the thoracic. Okay, he's blinking his eyes. I'm going to go ahead and move down now to his lumbar. And move now to his sacrum. So I actually felt with my hand like something almost like it popped, like maybe a muscle moved or relaxed in my hand on the sacrum. All right, so I'm gonna move down. Just want to make sure you can see me. I'm gonna do the tail and the limbs now, unwinding part. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. It's okay. Like that. Could be the flies, but I definitely felt a little tension there. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on his limbs and we'll get started on the rest of his session here. Hopefully you can see me okay. he wants to bring his leg forward in traction, so that's what I'm going to do. Upward. Come. We're in Florida and the flies are horrendous right now. Okay. He really relaxed nicely into that stifle stretch. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. So we got him out unwound. So because of his reaction, you know, me being his owner even, this is something I've been working on. Gentling him with being touched on the mouth. Don't know if he was twitched, so I'm gonna work with the release technique for his upper lip. Hopefully you can see this okay. So I really like that release. He's closing his eyes, so he let whatever was going go. Alright, so I'm just going to check the camera here again. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the session with the lacquer mill adjustment. Again, I really noticed that he has the drippy, teary eyes a lot. There's really nothing I've been able to do to get rid of it. I clean his eyes with, you know, baby shampoo and drops and things like that, and just kind of seems to, and he wears a mask, so not really sure. Hopefully this will help. I suspect, I'm hoping by the end of this session I won't notice it. So right here underneath the eye is the lacquer mill. Gotta check for flies again. You got 'em? It's something else noticed. He's very reactive. You know, of course, the bug, you know, the bug bites. You know, nobody likes it, but he breaks out. I suspect that's part of his neurological APM overdrive. All right, so he just started blinking. So I'm going to take that right now for this first session with him. All right, so I think, let's see, let me go ahead and look at his eyes. Here they go. Actually, I don't see as much teary eyes right now. Let me see how he feels about me touching his mouth. Boy. Ow. Alright, so definitely less eye seepage. And although he just blinked me in the head, I definitely feel like he was a little more receptive to me just touching before. I mean, that's huge for him. This is huge. Good boy. I definitely would like to do another session with him. I want to work with his, maybe going deeper, the V technique with his limbs. I definitely feel like he may have heel pain in his front limbs. And also just doing another session I think would be good, because towards the end, when I got to his sacrum, I actually felt, it's hard to explain, but it was almost like a pop in his muscle and in his skin. But I was just bringing down his rhythm, which is really, really cool because I wasn't even palpating it. So that makes me think maybe another session, bringing it down, and maybe even because he was a little reactive to his being touched on his tail. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Thank you. Thank you and have a good day.